It's that time, folks. Good morning, good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Good morning, Duvin. Good morning, Poe. Take a look at what we've got here. HTCI. Yeah. I mean, this is mostly a move from yesterday. PFSA. Yeah, no. I mean, it's looking like another slow start for the most part. HTCI, HCTI seems interesting, but it's mostly just a slow grind after yesterday. Keep it on watch, but I'm not really anticipating much. Fingers crossed, though, today. We'll actually get some kind of action. Good morning, Bright Awakening. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, good morning. Good night. Man, you're going to bed already, Soul. What the heck? Good morning, sir. All right. Good morning, John. Good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Unfortunately, it is looking like another slow day, at least so far here. I didn't really expect much going into this, so if it's a slower day, so be it. Kappa has a little pop, but it is cheaper. So I'm not really expecting much out of this. And at the top of the hour, yeah, you get a pump 5 minutes before the top of the hour. Then right on the top of the hour, you have a huge flush. Yeah, seems about right. You're late, Sonny. I mean, I wouldn't say you're that late, right? We're just after 7. And it doesn't appear like anything's moving at the top of the hour here. So I don't think you really missed much. I mean, unless you wanted to trade the downside of this. Yeah, the Thinkorswim account is now live. I am funding it currently, so we gotta wait for those funds to clear. I also need to call up Thinkorswim and have them do that disclaimer thing so I can trade all securities, and hopefully that goes through okay. Until then, we are still using the Weeble, but once that is up, we will be able to alternate. As you guys can probably tell if you haven't noticed, I have Shroud Revive. Yeah, relived. That's a word. But yeah, once it's up, I am building a second template. If you can tell, I kind of built a bit of a theme for this template here. All right, we got Weeble at the top, and it's really, I got this kind of blue theme since Weeble was a blue kind of color scheme. And I'm building a green color scheme for Thinkorswim. So I'll be able to flip between the two. And that way you'll know, not only just intuitively by just seeing like the windows that are up, but also you'll be able to just visually immediately tell, okay, he's trading on the Thinkorswim account, he's trading on the Webull account, right? If it isn't obvious, I am trading on the Webull account. But I appreciate all you guys that have already left likes. I see we have 5. If anyone else is here that hasn't, if you would like to, I would appreciate it, but no pressure. I also went ahead and made some music here. I don't think I'm going to use the music that much. The main reason I'm using it here is first of all just because I'm collecting music and I just want to see what it's like on stream to kind of calibrate it. But also, in colder markets like this, I think it makes a little more sense to use music. But in a hotter market where we're needing to focus more, I don't think it's very... It might prove to be not only redundant, but also maybe detrimental. So I'll kind of mess around with that, get your thoughts. I know when I did the poll initially, it was about a 50-50 split between those of you that wanted music and didn't. So it'll be interesting to get your guys' thoughts on that after getting some exposure to it. But yeah, we're just not really seeing anything moving here at the top of the hour. Yeah, Kappa rolled over. Up to 10 likes. Thank you guys so much. Like, we have 18 viewers, and the fact that we got 10 likes here, that's actually huge. Right? I mean, that's over half of you. So, thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. But yeah, I think we're just waiting. It's very unfortunate that we're in this situation, but it's just a cold market, and we gotta accept that. Low expectations, folks. Don't expect much. VMAR's popping, though. Okay, we got something. Potentially. Yeah. DJ lost 901 trade on HCTI. Should have seen him yesterday. He was down over $1,000 and he started trading with almost 10,000 shares a trade for like 5 trades to get back to break even. Yeah, it works till it doesn't, you know? Okay. I mean, this is good. Good for my setup. Actually want to open this up. This could be worth something engaging with, but it needs more. Like, this just popped up on no volume. There was news, but the fact that it just grinded up here, this is top heavy. Yeah, I would need this to go up quite a lot. Let me check locate fees. All right, let's see. So 58%. This does meet a lot of my criteria, so I will place the orders while I can. I'm not expecting to get them filled, to be honest, because this is moving very slowly. 2 patents, yeah. Let me check the flow. Okay, it's only 1 million. Yeah, historically, we've seen this pop up once about this is like a 300% move. So this does have a history of the big moves. Most of the time it pops and drops though. Okay. Okay, I do have my orders placed now, but like I said, I'm not really expecting it to get to where I'm looking. Like, it's got a lot it's going to need to do to be in play. But I'm at least putting it out there in the off chance we do start to see it. CURX, but it's a penny. Yeah, I saw CRX earlier. Like you said, it's a penny stock. And not only that, it's really a continuation from the previous day. Really, really not what I'm looking for. At least we had something that popped up. Granted, this didn't move much. Yeah, this only moved like 15%. If that. Maybe 13%. Yeah, so not an impressive move. It also kind of gapped up on no volume. The volume really only came in here on this final push. Good morning, Skibon. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, John number 2. John Turner. Good morning, sir. Yeah, we're pretty much just resting. Pretty much just vibing today. If we see things go into play, then I will participate, but I am mostly hands-off, accepting that it is just a slower market. Everyone got their own setup? Yep. I went ahead and built this setup last night. Took a couple hours and redid it. Take a look. So I'll show you the old setup. So check this out. I'll show you the old setup here. Look at how it looks right now. And now look at how it was yesterday. Like, it's so much more cluttered, right? I feel like this is a massive, massive improvement. Let's see. Getting the security can only be liquidated on Webull for HTCI. Again. I will validate for you here, sir. I'm assuming I won't be able to either. Yeah. Yeah, the only order I had placed was for VMAR. I did get the orders placed, but it just immediately... Like, I don't want to short here. Like, this is too aggressive to be getting in. I understand it's a extremely cold market, but my fear is that by getting in short at these super low levels, if it does actually break out, I could get squeezed pretty hard. At least risk to reward wise, I'm like trying to capture 10% return, whereas the risk could be upwards of like 40 or 50%. Blocking due to reverse split, apparently. Yeah, that's something I've noticed a lot. We had one instance yesterday where that did not seem to be the case, so I'm not entirely sure about that situation. But yeah, it seems that if the stock is really cheap, or if it is a recent reverse split, then Webull will sometimes prevent trading of it. Which I don't really mind inherently. I mean, whenever a stock reverse splits, that typically means that the risk is higher. So I don't, at least for me, I don't really mind that they are restricted for the first few days. But I still don't really know that. I feel like they should be able to turn that off. Because that's, while it's okay for me, I feel like others are probably just going to get annoyed by it. VMAR just totally died. Complete rejection in 10 minutes. Unbelievable. I mean, I got my orders, but at this point, I should really just... I think I should just cancel them. The stock's not doing what I wanted it to do. Or, I gotta switch it up. Okay, oh, is this not linked? Oh, I didn't even group this. Oops. Wonder. Okay, see, I'm canceling my orders. I was prepared to go short if this did want to actually run, but it immediately rolled over. Yeah, I mean, the gas scanner is very empty. Only HCTI, and this one is a slower grinder. We are in the depths of the cold market. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's a pretty huge capture you could have got. 311 all the way down to 247, 248. Right, that's like a... It's like almost a 70-cent profit. Huge potential return. Maybe in this super cold market, I could consider a smaller position on even a mediocre breakout, but just hold it longer for a bigger draw retracement. I'd need to backtest it first, though. I wouldn't want to just jump in and start doing that. But it just doesn't seem like we've had any big movers. And I think we have had these kind of bigger retracements lately. Where something pops up and just immediately rolls over. Shame too, because this met my criteria to trade it. Yeah, there was a recent prospectus for VMAR as well. January 23rd. So, a little over a month ago, they had updated a shelf registration for this. Not too long ago. Certainly recent enough to where it's still in play. So strange that you just have this kind of gap up on no volume. Huge volume here relative to the non-existent volume. And then it just slowly bleeds down. It's a really dangerous market to just be taking edge case trades. Is DJ just really capitulating? Like, I know he was in a bad spot mentally yesterday. Is it just getting worse? We can pop in on DJ, see. I want to check on Candyman Trick first. After hours still active? Yeah, I totally, I can see that. Yeah, like with HCTI, right? This moved after hours pretty nicely too. Right, 590 all the way to 11, so 100% move in after hours. He's now lost what he made in 2 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, Candyman, no trades for him. Not surprised. There's nothing really to trade. If DJ's down, I'm assuming he's traded VMAR, right? Because this is the only stock that's really been moving, so I'm assuming he's trading VMAR. Yeah, he's down over 1,000. Yeah. Definitely gonna be something to review from him for after this session with big size. Yeah, no, and it was bad yesterday because, like I was saying, he was down about 1,100 yesterday. And his normal size seems to be a couple hundred shares, but whenever he loses, he starts sizing up until he gets back to break even. And yesterday, he got back to break even. He was down about 1,100. He ended up sizing up. He took like 5 trades with 7,000 shares, averaging into losers with bigger size. And he managed to get back to a positive $65 on the day. It's a coin flip, right? Eventually, it's gonna flip tails, you know? And because he has a larger account, he can play that coin flip a lot of times. But it seems like the fact that he's already down over 1,000 2 days in a row, I feel like mentally he might be struggling a bit. HCTI is a choppy mess. Why he playing with big size on that? Oh, he's newer. Like for me, and I mean, you guys can disagree if you want, but whenever I see this, like, it looks nice. You think, okay, this moved up and it's holding up nicely. But in my mind, I'm just thinking that most of the action's already happened, right? If you ignore the move up and you only look at the consolidation, like, this is kind of just chop. Like, I don't mind consolidation in like a 5-minute chart where it's just consolidating for a 5-minute new high, but this is something where you're having hours of consolidation, and the odds, especially because like I'm someone who would want to be in and out quickly, at least with a momentum trade. I don't want to be holding a trade for 30 minutes if I'm trying to momentum trade. At least that's my thoughts. Eventually he'll lose with 5-7K size and lose 6-7K. No, a couple days ago he was down about $4,000 unrealized. I had to do the math because he removed his unrealized profit and loss. So I had to do the math to validate. But he was down about $4,000 unrealized. And then he sized up to like 17,000 shares. A huge, huge position, considering he only had $6,000 left in the account or whatever. And yeah, I mean, he managed to get back to like 300 green, and then he just quit. No, it's a fascinating case study. I mean, I don't want him to fail, but like, I don't see knowing what he's doing, I don't see any road for him other than blowing up the account. And I want him to succeed, you know? It's getting worse and worse every day. I mean, I don't think it's getting worse per se. I think what's happening is when he has a losing day or he has a big drawdown, he carries that emotion into the next day. If he manages to get a streak where he's not having the big drawdowns, he actually does fine. Like, he trades a couple hundred shares. He's very consistent with his sizing. It's on the days where he starts to where he gets unlucky and he'll get those bigger drawdowns, then he'll add into losers. And if it draws against him further, when he starts to have several losing streaks, that's where he starts to break down, is what I'm thinking. Yeah, made some money on early after hours. The problem is the selling his Discord. Yeah. No, for someone, and this is what I'm trying to understand. Like, initially I thought he was doing this on purpose and he was just trying to scam people. That's what I initially thought. Because I experienced, when I was newer to day trading, I experienced averaging into losers, and I thought that was the solution when I was brand new. I totally see where he's coming from, and in his head, because I've listened to the way he talks as if he thinks he's figured it out, and it seems genuine to me. Like, I don't see him being a scammer, and in his position, he seems very ambitious. So he's like, okay, I think I figured this out. I want to promote and grow a brand as quick as possible. I certainly think it's a bit jumping the gun to be selling a Discord service so quickly. And by the way he does it is he acts in a very humble way, where he's like, I could charge so much more for the Discord, but I want it to be affordable to you guys. So that's why it's $10. So that phrasing, it feels a little weird to me. Certainly. Oh, you're talking about the market. Yeah, okay. No, I thought you were talking about him. Yeah. He says he's a pro. Yeah, I mean, calling yourself a beginner trader and then calling yourself a pro feels misleading. Like, you can claim one or the other, but you can't really claim both. Or you could even claim that you're like in the middle, right? But you can't claim to be both extremes, right? You can't say I'm a beginner and I'm a pro, because those are just, by definition, different things. They're inherently opposites of each other. A beginner is not a pro, and a pro is not a beginner. The rest I don't care, and we could try to help him. Yeah, I don't know. The problem is I don't have authority to reach out and correct him. Like, and that's part of the problem I have right now, is even though, like, I have marginal gains historically on this channel, it's not anything that will commend authority from other people. People will look at me, they'll see I'm trading small size, they'll see my gains are not impressive, and they will look at DJ and they'll say, DJ's just doing way more than you are. You've been trading for years and DJ's trading more than you. What are you doing? So, like, I don't have the authority to speak out on it, right? I can talk about it with you guys and we can have a civil discussion, but I cannot openly try to reach out to him or his audience. Like, that's not my place. Why don't I try post-market? It's actually better than pre-market. Let's try why you don't do a live today at 4 p.m. So my back testing was entirely on 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Right? My concern is if I do a time frame, because after hours is inherently a different beast than pre-market. The way that the stocks move and behave is inherently different. If you've ever traded both sessions, you'll know this. So my concern, and maybe my strategy works, right? I would probably be willing to grant it's more likely to work, but without having that testing and knowing that there is inherently a different structure, I'm a little bit hesitant. I feel it'd be too close to just gambling for me to do that. And the other problem is that, like, here, let me pull this up just so I can show you. Give me a moment. I think I could just do like a window capture here. Mm-hmm. So many windows open. Yeah. So like this is what I have right now that I've done all my back testing on. Right? Got all this data I've tracked. And I've gone through all of my live streams and data scraped all this information. And I went ahead and developed an algorithm based off of it. But the problem is I was able to scrape this information through my live streams that I've done over these months. Right? I would go back through the live streams, I would see what was popping up and when, and I was documenting them. But the problem is I have absolutely no data on after hours. I don't have a good way to track that information. Yeah. So that'd be the big issue for me. Yeah, at the half hour, I didn't even realize we hit the half hour because there's just nothing popping up. This is so depressing. Fingers crossed March is better. Good morning, Avter. Good morning, good morning. And no, it's difficult, right? Because I do agree that it seems like market hours and after hours seem to be getting more attention than pre-market right now. Pre-market's getting almost none. It seems like most of the action is still going on during market hours, and a little bit of action is going on after hours. But almost none is happening pre-market right now. And it's frustrating because I've calibrated my strategy for pre-market. And right now, like, the big question I would need to ask is, well, I can't do market hours because that's when I do my main strategy. But as far as after hours, is it worth me taking the time to investigate after hours for potential edge? And I don't know, like, here's the thing. Maybe I'm lazy, but I probably spent 30 plus hours working on this short strategy. Right? Data scraping, back testing, making simulations. And after all that effort, I get to take realistically 2 actual trades with the strategy, both winners. And then the market just goes cold and leaves me hanging. And now for me to then say, okay, let me go ahead and develop another strategy for after hours, take another 30 hours, probably more, to do the research, to data scrape. I don't know. I just feel like it burned me out quite a bit doing the research that I did. And now seeing no fruit from that labor makes me not really want to spend another 30, 40, 50 hours. I'd much rather just see if the strategy works with the pre-market and stick with that, at least for the time being. EDSA, actually, we have some maybe moving here. EDSA. Potential continuation from this move, but it is getting some action here. No news on this, so it looks like it's a purely continuation play. Pretty light volume for this push relative to the volume here, where it's in the millions. It's definitely in the right trend. Suppose I could at least consider this one. Go ahead and map it out. Yeah, still got work to do, but at least this one is more in play. Similar to, what was it, VMAR? And VMAR would have worked, right? VMAR just immediately collapsed. We'll see how much traction this gets. The volume's still very light, so this feels... I hate to be a broken record. This feels very top-heavy. Right? Big move up on light volume. High volume here at the top. Looks like it could just rug. It's the same exact setup as VMAR. Let me check shorts here. Okay, I am able to short it. Very high short interest though. So let me go ahead and get this in now while I still can. I'll just watch it immediately roll over here, but I don't want to get aggressive with it. Again, I'm trying to stick to the strategy here. Captain, your background music is actually gonna make me fall asleep. I don't, like I said, I don't plan on using this background music for every stream. It is mostly just a test to mess with the volumes, and also it's a slower market, so I think this is more just to keep me from getting bored. Like the chill music. Yeah, there's probably a split of people falling asleep from it, people that are enjoying it. Like the music reminds me of Minecraft in the best way. It has some Minecraft vibes, I suppose. Was gonna vote no music, but I like it. Yeah, and again, right, if it's a hot market, this kind of music is really fitting for a cold market. Would you guys agree with that? In a hot market, I don't think I would play music just because we gotta focus, right? We're getting lots of opportunity, gotta focus. But in this cold market, I left yesterday because I was just so bored and it was so dry. And I didn't miss anything for leaving early. But realistically, I should be here the whole time. And I mean, maybe music can at least help ease that pain of sitting here doing nothing, right? Turn it from sitting looking at paint dry to looking at paint dry while listening to music. Very fitting for these slow mornings. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Music gonna keep us out of the bad trades. Keep it on. The only thing I'm worried about is imagine you enter a trade and it's just going against you and you're like, you're supposed to stop out, but you don't want to sell. And you just hear peaceful music playing. It's just, it's so unfitting, right? So that's like the one downside, I think. But yeah, I did pay $10 for a subscription. So if anybody wants to write lyrics, I can make songs. So if you guys want to make lyrics and I can convert it into a song, I'll own the copyright for it. So I'll be able to play it on the channel. I'm generally anti-music on streams. People can play them on their own, in my opinion. But do you? I see the new layout though. Yeah, I think this layout's so much better. And yeah, I'll do a poll here actually. We got 43. I'll do a poll. So tell me what you guys prefer. Curious how this will go. Hey, be honest, right? If you don't like it, let me know, because I'm doing this for you guys, okay? So you guys tell me what you prefer. Like, if I were to give my opinion, I would say number 3. I prefer it in a cold market where we're just vibing and waiting. In a warm, honestly, even a warm market, I feel like the music may not have the right place. Like, this might even just be a cold market exclusive theme. Yeah, it seems like most people are aligning with me here. I'm actually surprised with how many people are putting I dislike it. I thought it'd be closer to 50-50, but no, it seems most of you are okay. Like, you see the vision, right? You see that nothing is going on. It's so boring. So might as well at least have some kind of action going on, even if it's just music. But yeah, I only got about 10 songs right now. I can make 500, so I'm gonna make a whole bunch. I'm gonna make a big playlist. Probably towards the end of the stream, some of the music will loop, so you might hear the same music twice, but in the coming days, I'll generate more music, and we shouldn't have that issue after that. Yeah, so EDSA kind of stalling out potentially. I'm gonna leave my orders because this isn't full-on failure. We could see an extra leg. So I'm not gonna cancel the orders. It is a super high short borrow fee already. So I'm worried that if I cancel these orders, I'll lose my position. So I'm just gonna hold steady with these orders for now. I do have them sitting. Good morning, bro. Although it actually puts me to sleep since it's slow besides the market. Okay, so we do have that issue. Like, what would I do though? Because like, it's inherently relaxing, but if you're already sleepy, it's just gonna make you more tired. Right? You're the second person to have commented about that, and I totally get that argument. I mean, I know you're laughing, but like, it's a valid argument, right? Well, let me put it another way. I feel like the cold market is already making me want to go back to sleep. So is the music really doing the main damage here? Not trying to debate really, but I fundamentally can't understand why someone wouldn't just play their own music. With the stream open, this would make listening to my own music impossible. That's fair, yeah. And again, like, I could easily just, because I'm not playing this through my desktop. I actually had to download a program just so I could play it so you guys could hear it. So I'm going out of my way to do it so other people can hear it. Which is why I was asking for your guys' opinion on it, because I could just listen to my own music. I'm not doing this for me, right? I'm doing this to try and improve the quality of the stream. Like, that is the goal. The music tells me that there are no streaming issues when I'm driving or listening on earbuds while working. I'm surprised people would even be watching the stream while working, though. I said that in another stream when they asked the same thing, and the only response was, I like it, and the guy kept the music and quit streaming 3 weeks later. Yeah, no, like, you guys, you don't probably know this, but I've been playing music while streaming. I just haven't been putting it through the headset because I didn't feel it was appropriate for you guys or the market conditions. Like, if the market's warm, if the market's hot, there's too much action going on, and I feel like it's distracting. Yeah, I understand your point of view. I don't see why people would like it, though, and I feel like people are quick to say they like without thinking. Okay, so that would be an interesting test, right? So let's try something, okay? We're gonna end the music here. I'm gonna pause the music, okay? So you guys had a nice taste of the music. You got to feel what it was like. We're gonna turn it off now. And we're gonna do another poll in another 30 minutes. And I want you guys to tell me if your opinion has changed, okay? Does that seem fair? We'll see if this was biased. Maybe people were enjoying the music in the moment. Maybe it'll change. Okay, bro, it's not that big a deal. Well, no, but I mean, I'm doing it for you guys, you know? If you guys like the music, I'll show it. If you don't, I won't. I take no offense. I understand what No Thanks is saying, because it is a valid point. If you're trying to focus and you don't like the music, then I totally get that. I haven't been listening to much music lately, so I don't care. It's your stream, but I would 100% not stay around if I wanted to listen to music right now. Right. I really think it is. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and this is the thing. I think both of you are right. For some people, it doesn't matter. It's a non-issue. But other people, it's a deal breaker. So I'm trying to understand what percentage of you think it matters and what percentage of you don't care. Like, for example, No Thanks is saying if he wants to listen to music, he wouldn't be here. But Bobby's saying he doesn't care, right? So both opinions are valid because they're opinions. And it's just trying to understand all of you guys, right? We're just trying to understand each other. Music helps, good vibe. It just feels like a waiting room, which fits the mood with the slow days. Yeah, and I genuinely think I'm onto something with playing music in a cold market. Like I said, I don't think I would play it in a warm or hot market. I don't. It's too distracting whenever you're actually trying to be taking trades frequently. During the active sessions, I would understand the music being a deal breaker. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the way I'm standing right now. The way I personally currently am postured is music okay on cold markets, warm hot markets, no go. Turn the music off. And we can occasionally play the flip-flop song. Yeah, isn't it crazy? We're just talking about music because there's literally nothing to do right now. Like, we got nothing more productive to do with the stock market, so we're just talking about music. Yeah, EDSA still holding here, but this volume is very unappealing. I'll keep my orders a little longer on EDSA, but if this doesn't make significant moves up, like at least back up to the high here, I'm probably going to rule it out. Okay, I'll say one last thing, since I think you misunderstood. My point is, I can listen to music and stream. But if you have music, I can't listen to my music. Yeah, I totally get that. Right. I totally get that too. And the stream will with stream music too. Yeah, that's certainly frustrating, right? Yeah. D-Nut, Hod, High of Day. I didn't see D-Nut. It didn't come up on my scanners. Probably wasn't on my scanners because the volume's just so light. I mean, I guess it's moving. This one, I don't think this fits my criteria. Yeah, I probably wouldn't short this one. This volume is so light on this push. It's the float. Oh, super high float too. Wow, 171 million shares outstanding. No thanks has a valid point. When appealing to the general audience, never even thought people would play music while watching a stream. Just shows how everyone is different. Yeah, and when I listen to people too, back whenever I was like just watching streamers, I would get annoyed when they would play music sometimes because I would, like No Thanks said, I would like to listen to my own music, or I just didn't like their music. It just goes to show that everybody has a different perspective. Krispy Kreme moving because of that congressman who bought it. Insider trading at its finest. Yeah, I'm gonna, like, it's crazy. I still have my orders on EDSA. Like, my first order, let me look at, I forget what my orders are at. My first order is at 183. It's got work to do to get there. The fact that it's curled and hasn't immediately broken down, like 183 is a long shot, but it's certainly not out of play. Like there's maybe a 5 or 10% chance it does it. So I'm going to keep the orders up for now. Good morning, Carl. Good morning, good morning. Well, I mean, it's a morning. I wouldn't call it a good morning, I suppose. But it is a morning. Yeah, around 8:30, we'll do another poll. I'll get a second opinion on you guys for the music. So we'll see if it was just an in-the-moment impulse. But this will give you guys some time to sit and think about it. 5 minutes till the top of the hour. Fingers crossed we get something to look at. I'm not holding my breath, though. Do I invest, trade, short Bitcoin? Or NAH? I don't know what NAH is, or HR. I do have Bitcoin. I have Solana as well. I actually bought some Solana a couple of days ago. It staked some of it. But yeah, Solana and Bitcoin have really been going down. I'm really waiting for Bitcoin to come to like 45,000 though before I actually buy like a significant amount. But yeah, I'm not shorting them. You're green today? What did you trade, Duvin? I mean, I guess HTCI or HCTI. I mean, I'm technically green too, right? Weeble Premium kicking in. Getting my one daily can of soup. No Ethereum. I'm not really an Ether bro, an ETH bro, whatever you call it. Kappa. A bit cheaper. This was that Krispy Kreme? No. Okay, it's a pharmaceutical. Small green, but a win. Yeah. DJ just said his biggest his biggest day was 40,000, and he's up 200,000 since summer. What? Isn't he a new trader? What is he doing trading that size if he's a new trader? Be careful with HTCI. Is it HTCI or HCTI? I thought it was HCTI. Yeah, I keep doing that too. Why are we doing this? I kept saying it wrong, and like you said it wrong too. Maybe it's just like the way it rolls off the tongue. Yeah, I don't know what, like, here's the thing. If you're going to sell a Discord or service and you're making claims that big, and I've looked at his strategy, like, so like, I understand the basics of his strategy. Like, he's averaging into these pullbacks. Fair enough. But I don't know how you'd be able to trade like that. And also, why was he trading with $500 for the first month and blew up both accounts if he's making 40,000 in a day? Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. Is he saying that now on his live stream? Do you have a timestamp for when he said that? JB? D not equals Krispy Kreme. Oh, okay, this is the Krispy Kreme. Okay. Did not. Hmm. Yeah, they just reported a loss, a fourth quarter loss per share. Yeah, if insiders know something we don't. And I mean, to be fair, it is quite oversold, right? $4 down to $3. So there could be something to that, I suppose. All right, I'm gonna cut EDSA. I don't see it doing what I want it to, so I'm just not gonna mess with it. About 5-10 minutes ago. Okay, so I'll I'll make a note of it. I'll go back and look at it. So we'll just say 7:50 a.m. DJ history claims. Okay, thank you, sir. I'll go ahead and look. Take a look afterwards. I'll do it off stream though. I'm not gonna do it here. B-fly. Kind of curling back here. Oh, this one's definitely out of play for me. Way too good of a daily chart. Immediately invalidated for a short. ALBT. It's a bit cheap though. Yeah. Yeah, see, I found that one before you called it out, JB. Gap scanner coming in clutch for that one. Yeah, it's a downtrending stock. It's got a good pattern too. What's the short rate on it? Okay, I need 100. Yeah, so I can't short this one anyway. I would need 100 shares. If I shorted over $1, would it let me? Okay, it's required when the stock is priced between 10 cents and $1. So if it went over $1, it would become allowed. Partnership with AMD. Uh, 4 million shares is not actually that much. Looking at the level 2, it's a little bit thick. There's a big seller there at 70. Or I guess like 69.6. Yeah, you got like a 40,000 share seller there. I guess it's not massive considering the volume, but it's notable. Yeah, like 69.6 or 696. Nice second leg there. Yeah. Yeah, it's just too cheap for me to get involved with. I can't really. It sucks that this is in a downtrend, and historically this doesn't actually like make big moves, which makes me inclined to think this is going to roll over at some point. This does seem like a strong catalyst though. Do I hold Hood, CRCL, or Coinbase? I do not. Those are very specific. You're very much into crypto, I see. No, beyond Solana and Bitcoin, and I bought some Doge like years ago that I just never sold. But like, yeah, I don't really touch crypto beyond that. I can see why this moved though. This news actually getting accepted into an AMD developer program. Like that actually sounds strong. It makes sense that this stock is actually moving up. You still have your Doge too? Yeah. I don't have a lot. I only have like $5. If Doge goes to like $100, I'll make some money. I guess even $1, really. Or, no. Yeah, okay. RXT? Okay, I'll check it out. Good call. Wow. Okay. $1, $2. I might not be able to even mess with this because this is a prior mover. All right, let's see what we got here for RXT. Yep, can't even short it. Probably because it's a recent reverse split. Yeah, this would have been one I'd be interested in shorting. Yeah, first entry would have been up here at 184, so it still needed work to do, but certainly in play. Why the dollar is a resistance in penny stocks. I mean, it's just psychological, right? It's a psychological level. People imagine it's going to be support if it goes down to $1. They imagine it's going to be resistance if it goes the opposite. The FLY kind of popping up here. We got a double top. What is the rate, if I'm able to? Yeah, so super easy to borrow. I'm curious if it will let me short it when it goes above $1. If it does, I'm gonna check. Really surging on this news, though. I mean, it's strong news, so I'm not surprised. This genuinely seems like good news. And it's not even like, this price action feels very grindy, like someone's laddering the price up. Maybe institutional players taking a stake. It went straight, it touched $1 and rejected there. Still looks very strong, though. Okay, pop through the $1. So, am I able to short it now? Now there's in it. Okay, so I couldn't short it here because it was below $1. And now I can't short it here because there's now no shares available. Okay. Fair enough. I wasn't going to short it anyway, but I wanted to at least see if I could. Very nice pop, though. I'm actually really happy to see this. At least we're actually seeing some kind of momentum. Like, this is actual momentum. Breaking $1 and going up 20, 30 cents. Wow. What a move. And it was after just a grind up. Very powerful. I'm torn if this is overextended or not, because this is a pretty massive move. I mean, naturally you get that pullback. I'm just wondering if it's overextended because this has gone straight up. I don't know. Like this feels like it could reverse at any point. But I just don't know when because pricing in this news is kind of difficult. Hmm. A bit of a topping tail forming on the 5-minute. Like 5-minute, you're starting to get a bit of a tail here. This was quite an aggressive pop from $1 to 130. But on that same token, it's holding pretty well. It's China, nope. What's China? This isn't China. It's hitting weekly moving average at 133. Yeah, I mean, this is a very strong downtrend, so it makes sense there'd be a resistance level here. Look at the names. Well, I mean, okay, maybe the names aren't English names, but it's a US company, right? They're based in the United States. I mean, you can have a foreign name and still be a US company. It's very impressive that it's held up here. Sure, man? What do you mean, sure, man? Like, what? If they're based in the United States, then why are you saying that it's a foreign company? I mean, if you think I'm wrong, by all means, let me know. Like, I've always looked and assumed their location based off of where they're headquartered and where they're registered at, right? This appears to be a US based company that's running in the US. So to me, that's a US company. NVIDIA is owned by a game named Jisun Huang. Oh, I didn't know. Wait, that's a Japanese company. So if a person is not like if a person is a German and they make a company in the US, would that be a German company or would that be a US company? Check this out. I don't know if you guys are able to see it properly. Yeah, you can see it. You get some crazy, crazy comments sometimes in these chats. It's very interesting. I can never predict what's gonna happen. Where's his wife from? Ah, yes. That's also important. Yeah, you might want to sit this one out, bro. Definitely a US company. And by the way, just because a company is like listed as a US, I do understand, right? That sometimes you can have these schemes where they register as a US company and they're not US companies. I totally get that. But my point is that when it's clearly registered as a US company, just saying the name doesn't sound American, that's not a great argument. Right? If you're like, okay, well, there's all this leaked information where they're like colluding with China, where they're like laundering money to China, they're in an investigation, then I'd be like, okay, that makes sense, right? Okay, I would grant you that it seems very suspicious and there could be conflicts of interest of some sort. Okay, man. Uh, oh man. Just hit ALBT, up 9% today. Thank God to do for some movement. Yeah. No, it's an impressive move. The news seems very good. I'm not at all surprised to see that it's moving like this and holding at these higher levels. Yeah, we'll see what it does here. Do a quick poll here since we have a minute. Or pull out here. Yeah, EDSA did end up rolling over. So I did not get the push up that I was looking for. GFAI moving, but well, it does have some volume. I mean, this is a pretty big surge. Yeah, so they do have news at 8:15. Could be worth keeping an eye on, but it is cheaper, so I personally am going to pass. Check up on some of my streamer friends here, see how they're doing. Green on RXT and ALBT, $75. I mean, hey, that's 75 bucks. I'll take that. That's awesome. How did RXT go? I looked at it briefly. Yeah, it did end up squeezing higher. Yeah. So we're seeing some resolution with, it looks like the penny stocks. Right, RXT and ALBT, both are cheaper stocks that have resolved well. So this could be a theme. I don't see your level 2 on screen. Are you using level 2 at all for entries? Yes. I'll flash it on screen here, but you're not allowed, you're not actually supposed to show the level 2. So I don't have it on screen. But yes, I do use level 2. Like, you actually need to get a license to use it. Like, publicly. Otherwise, it's like you either need to have a license to use it publicly, or you need, and it's not even publicly, I think, but, or you need to wait 15 minutes. Like, you'll see a lot of reporting companies that show the price. You'll notice they're delayed by 15 minutes. And that's not by coincidence or because they just suck at reporting. It's because they are mandated to delay by 15 minutes because you're not allowed to stream level 2 data. So, and they just apply this to like everything for like even level 1 data. But yeah. But I think level 1 data is okay to share. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, man. Coming up on the half hour. I'm a little bit more optimistic, honestly, believe it or not, considering we've been seeing a couple of these stocks making moves. This could translate into other stocks moving. So, yeah. Why did I not take ALBT trade? It's too cheap, and it didn't meet the criteria for my strategy. It was a good setup. Yeah, and I understand if you're long biased, the news seemed strong. It clearly resolved well. So there could have been a bull case, certainly. I would say, though, it is in a very severe downtrend. So you've got some headwinds there. Hello, boss. I'm new to the channel. What is my game about? So currently, I'm switching from one strategy to a new one. This is a newer channel, like 7 months old or something. I've been streaming for about 4 months. And while I am profitable, I don't think that I'm profitable enough that people really care about it. Because like when you see mediocre wins, then that's just not appealing for most people. So I'm switching to a strategy that I think could work better. I'm in the testing phase right now. This is a $2,100 account, and I'm trading with 1 share size allotments. And I'm currently setting up 97 cents on the account, right? So in terms of the account growth, it's very minimal, but I'm up 97 cents per share. I've only taken really 2 valid setups right now. Like my criteria is particularly strict. It's really bad right now just because the market's been freezing cold. I've had 3 no trade days in a row, and I've taken no trades so far today. So it's unfortunate. According to the stream title, and this is the plan, I want 1 more valid trade before I start sizing up more. Right? I've back tested all of this data, and I have confidence in my strategy, but I want a little bit more data. So that's the game as it sits right now. We have a second account that I've opened to help circumvent PDT. Right, we're in the Weeble account right now. I just recently actually redid the stream, so you can see like it has like a blue theme, and you have Weeble at the top. So I tried to make it very obvious this is in the Weeble account, and I have all the metrics, like the account details. They'll all update in real time as I take trades. But right now, yeah, we're just chilling. I've accepted that I might just not be trading very frequently right now. I'm already trading a very specific strategy. And on top of that, we're in a very cold market where we're not getting opportunity. So the reality is there's just nothing to trade. It sucks, but that's just what it is. Sorry, I missed your response on ALBT. Can you please come again? No problem. So the stock has a strong headline. That's probably the best thing about ALBT. Right, the getting into a partnership program for AI, like that just hits all the keywords, and it's for AMD. So very strong catalyst. I was saying it looked good. You do have downward pressure from the daily chart is very bearish, but I mean the news is just so strong that it was able to overcome that. And yeah, like I would have been more interested in getting involved with this if I was long biased right now. But the current strategy I'm working on is short biased. So yeah, and I did check this stock. I wasn't even able to short it. Not that I would have. This stock doesn't meet the criteria. The catalyst is too strong. But yeah, because I am short biased right now, this would certainly be a long bias strategy. So I did not participate. Maybe if I was trading the old strategy, I might have participated in this with small size on the front side here, but even then it's a sub $1 stock, so that yeah, maybe I wouldn't have traded it. It's a sub $1 stock, and I typically avoid those. So no, I actually don't think I would have traded this, even if I was long biased right now. Like if you've been around here a while, you know that I don't really prefer short or cheap stocks. Good call out here. Okay, so this is stock downtrending mostly, flat here. Let's check out shares outstanding, 35 million. We pop up and maybe just immediately die. That'd be hilarious. Okay. So this has a history of making some big moves. It has a history of moving 100% recently. thing it just rolled over immediately. Okay, well, let me see. I mean, if it's just immediately done. Now, guys, this is a non-US company. The Camana Bay. Yeah, from the Cayman Islands. Yep. So this folks is a foreign company. Yeah, basically just round trip, just immediately pops up like, what, 50% into immediate rug pull. I mean, it still could curl, but like... Announces $10 million strategic pipe investment at $4 per share. I mean, it sounds good on paper if they're buying in at $4 a share. I mean, this does seem like, what am I missing? Because this actually does seem like a good catalyst, right? That the buy price is way above the current price. Yeah, they do have a super recent shelf registration, though. February 5th. So there could be dilution pressure. Yeah, because the dilution pressure started here. Around 280s. Yeah, it makes sense. Low volume so far. Well, I wouldn't actually call this low volume. You're getting 100,000 a minute. That's not low. Shares outstanding is quite high, though. 35 million. That's kind of high. DSA. Kind of falling apart here. Another victim of the cold market, regardless of news quality. Well, if the news is truly strong, it'll overcome it, right? Big investors will step in. They'll see the discrepancy and they'll buy it. But mediocre news catalysts won't really react well in a cold market. This news strikes me as good, so I'm wondering why it isn't popping. I mean, there could be more to it, right? Like I said, the dilution could be a factor. Maybe there's some conditions to this that make it unfavorable. But just on the surface, someone getting 2.5 million shares at $4 per share sounds bullish, right? Because they would only get that if they thought it could go to $4. So unless there's extra conditions, which there many times is, that would be the only reason to justify it still being this low. So interestingly, though, it seems like more people traded today than yesterday, right? 64% of people have traded. So I'm in the minority. Nice pop and win on BGL. Fair enough. Managed to scalp 40 cents a share out of BGL, so I'll take that and move on. 40 cents. Where did you scalp it? Like, you couldn't even scalp this. You would have had to do it the first 2 minutes. I mean, could you have done this to here? No, this wouldn't even give 40 cents. I guess, were you short? I mean, you would have either had to buy right as this was breaking out, or you would have had to short here, which seems dangerous. I mean, good stuff either way. Sometimes I wonder. Initial move. Maybe for the break of 250. Break of 250 would at least make sense. That gives that 40-cent range, and it's a logical spot to buy for a breakout. It's very dangerous, though, right? Seeing this kind of quick rejection. This just doesn't seem like a safe setup. Caution flags out for me, not touching none of this crap. Yeah, I'm more aligned with you, Bobby. It feels like a lot of these plays are gambles. Like, if you're buying literally for this, if you're wrong even by 1 minute, you get flushed hard. It doesn't feel safe at all. I like how this is holding up and grinding up, but it definitely didn't feel like a safe play. In at 267 out of 3. Okay, so you did buy for the break of, like, the first minute. Yeah. So not quite 40 cents, to be fair. Okay, 33 cents. First micro pullback on the 10-second chart. Okay. No, that makes sense. Yep. Checks out. I appreciate you being honest and correcting the record, too, about it being 33 cents and not 40. That was dangerous, yeah. I mean, honestly, in this market, I guess you got to be dangerous if you want to make money. I mean, you had some safer ones like ALBT, right? This one kind of just went straight up. But like, even then, these are like penny stocks, you know? So they're inherently a little more ambiguity filled just because of the price range they're trading at. This market, I know I have maybe a minute to ride the algo spike, and that's it. I need to be out. It's going to probably dump, so I need to be fast. You see, like, my thing is, like, if it's going to dump, is it even worth risking getting in? Right, because your entry at 267, you would have entered here. Right? I mean, to be fair, like, you caught a good bit of the squeeze, like, and you sold basically the top. So, very good job, right? I'm not criticizing that. I'm just saying, at least for my risk profile, this thing just squeezed up, like, I don't even know what this is, like 20%? Something like that in less than a minute. And knowing, in hindsight, knowing that it flushed the entire move, like, you could have lost 50 cents a share. Of course, that's worst case, right? BT not passing that 133, selling off from the weekly 20 moving average. RXT and ALBT should be good at the bell. Oh, they'll be interesting to watch, certainly, right? Those are our two big movers. Both cheaper stocks, but they are both our big movers. Certainly. Ross hasn't even caught 33 cents a share this week. Good job at Dangerous. Yeah, I mean, look, if Ross is struggling, then you know it's a cold market. That's all I'm going to say. Right? I think we can all agree on that. Yeah, it seems like it's grinding up very systematically here, right? You've got a clear trend up. Let's see, DJ, or no, not DJ, Candyman. Candyman's currently sitting up $3. Let's check in on DJ. Sitting down, looks like 1,300. Yeah. Okay. This still looks promising the way this is curling. Unfortunately, there's two invalidating signals for me, so I don't want to participate. I'm really surprised at how little opportunity I'm getting for my strategy here. I'm short today. I don't have any short positions, but I'm looking for shorts. Yes. I need some pants. That was a nice break of the $0.50 into a recovery on low volume. Curious if it'll end up bouncing more. Like you could have gotten about 10 cents from this bounce. Maybe a little dangerous because the previous candle was a very high volume. But it's holding above 50. Man, I feel like I'm just questioning why I'm even here right now, you know? I just watch you when you are long. I will return when you're going to trade to long. Put in the title that I know most of the time. Okay, well, fair enough. I probably will not be long for a while, I'm afraid. I know, I'm an evil short seller. Evil? But fair enough, Dubin. You do you. Good morning, back from beautiful Florida. Well, welcome back, even. Welcome back to the cold abyss of the cold market where nothing is happening. Have I taken a trade since I left last week? I've traded... Have I not taken a single trade this week? I've either taken no trades or one trade. I can't remember. I might have taken one trade, like Monday or something. But I've either taken one trade or no trades. It's been abysmally cold. Like I know Ross had 2 no trade days, and the yesterday he took like one trade and made $500, and that's like unheard of for him. No, it's really bad right now. It's really, really bad. Like this might even be worse than in November. We did have some stocks move today, right? We had like 100% mover. I think it was RXT. RXT made another nice move here. So we have a couple stocks that are moving, but yeah, it doesn't feel great. Yeah, BGL sitting up about 20%. It's been grinding up here. RXT still continuing to grind higher here. Got some kind of ascending wedge pattern. Recent reverse split on it. I don't know what the current shares outstanding is, but it's definitely not 243 million. AEHL moving. But again, it's a penny stock. Does have news. 845. I feel like if more than anything, I'm just getting tested for my patience. And hard rejection on that. Pretty big volume too, actually. Relative to this push up. Yeah, I think we're just waiting for the top of the hour here, unfortunately. Do one final poll to check and see how people are doing. All right, we'll see how people are doing now at the end of the day. So it seemed like most people, or not most, but at least half the people had taken a trade at the halfway point. So we'll see what it's looking like now. We'll see how much of a minority I am in. Okay, so more people not taking a trade than I expected, at least from this initial 16 votes. AHL, what a move on this one though, holy crap. What an explosion. Dang. 66 up to $1. Yeah, look at this headline too. And Antelope Enterprise Holdings Limited launches Genius Plan. A structured digital asset management strategy amid Bitcoin market. What a pop. Man, despite that pop, it just kind of dropped back down. So 43% no trade. That's actually higher than I thought it would be, considering we had some stocks pop up. But I'm glad to see that at least I'm not in the vast minority here. Right, about what? About 55% of people traded. I'm in the 45%. Okay, so I don't feel quite as bad. I mean, I hate that I'm not engaging with this market, but I mean, for me, it's the right call. If I don't get the setups, and the odds of the setups coming are lower because there's no opportunity half the time. And when our best opportunity really is stuff like this where it's a penny stock, like I don't want to engage with penny stocks. RXT is probably the next best thing. But this was a recent reverse split. Yeah, the pickings don't seem ripe right now. I'm leading the way for the no trade days this month. 11th no trade day this month, yeah. I haven't been keeping track. I don't know if you guys have, but I'm at what, like probably like 8 or 9 no trade days this month. You're right, you need to wait for the setups. I know, it's just... I guess I'm just spoiled, right? I'm not used to taking this many no trade days. And it feels weird, right? Like, out of all the months that I have streamed, I think the worst month I had like 3 no trade days, 2 no trade days. Like this is close to 10 no trade days. And February is the shortest month of the year. Like, it's slow. It's just really slow. Yeah, we got 1 minute till the top of the hour. I'll give it 5 minutes, see if we get any stocks on watch. If we get anything that pops up, I'll watch it a little longer. Otherwise, I'm going to head out and get ready for the market open. If you guys enjoyed the stream, and if you're not already subscribed, I do stream every day. Doesn't seem like there's anything really impressive to watch right now, because the market's just cold, but if you're interested and you want to see more, maybe consider subscribing. I mean, to be fair, it's not like I wasn't trying at all. Like, you can see my orders. So, I did try to engage with EDSA and VMAR. It's just neither of them moves, right? Like, VMAR immediately rolled over. EDSA got a little bit closer, but it did ultimately end up failing as well. I know what I'm looking for, and this crap is not it. Yeah. It's so much easier when the guessing and gambling is gone. I know exactly what I'm looking for. And I know what I'm looking for too. And this isn't it. Like, I'm torn between if I should even be streaming or not. Like, I think it's... Like, if I'm trying to grow the channel, I should be here every day. And it's good discipline to be here every day. Because alternatively, I would just wake up, like, at 7, check, and if it's cold, I would just go back to bed. It's probably better, though, that I'm here every day. Keep streaming? Yeah, I plan to. It's just, I question it sometimes. Now the big question, are we even going to see anything moving at the top of the hour? That's the real question here. Very interesting though that ALBT kind of just did this run up, and now we've kind of entered chop range. I guess it's a very small grind, but yeah. I trade on the longs, but I enjoy your analysis and knowledge. Well, I appreciate it, Silent World. Silent Word. No, I think there's something to be learned regardless of which side you're trading on, right? If you're long biased, you get to experience what a short biased trader is thinking about, and vice versa, right? Because I think at the end of the day, regardless of which side you're trading, you need to understand the emotions and psychology of the other side. I feel like it helps you create a better full picture. And I mean, like for the last 2 years, I've been trading exclusively a long bias strategy. So I feel like I pretty well understand what I'm looking for as a long bias trader. So kind of seeing it flip on its head. So now everything that I hate becomes what I should love. It just feels very strange. Certainly. We're really not going to get anything at the top of the hour, are we? Am I mainly a swing trader or a day trader? Mainly a swing trader. Even though I have been doing this side hustle of day trading for about 3 years, it is not enough income to really live off of. So it is more of a side hustle. Like, I do claim to be profitable, but my profits are not meaningfully impactful. Yeah, I think this is going to be the first red month on the channel too, right? Of the 4 months that I streamed, like the first 2 months, gross was like 230. I mean, I was net negative, but like that was kind of with the experiment of Lightspeed, so I don't really attribute that so much. And I was gross profitable. And then on January, I was net profitable, and I made like $70 gross in the Webull account. I paid the commissions up front for the whole year, and that was like $40. Yeah, so $40 up front for everything. And I made like $30 net or something. My first month on Webull, and it's looking like I'm going to be red $9 this month, right? Net loss of $9, at least currently. I guess if you count the second half of the Webull Premium, I would actually be net profitable still, but that's not. I don't have documentation for that, so I'm not going to count that. But yeah, it's 9:05. There's nothing here. Like, unfortunate. I think move would be a good swing if it passes 1750. I will clarify this real quick. So when I say I'm a swing trader, I'm not. I do look at the technicals, but to me, the technicals aren't what really drive a lot of my conviction. My conviction's more based off of fundamentals and looking at valuation of the company at given the price action that's occurred. So, I mean, I know move has been a stock that's moved very ambitiously lately with these big spikes up. We've had 3 of them. But the thing is like, I wouldn't really want to go based off of this chart, right? This would be something I would really want to know what occurred. Was there a fundamental reason that this is doing this? Or is this purely just some kind of manipulation technical play? All right, because like I said, you're seeing this pattern of it spiking off, selling off, spiking up, selling off. I don't know if these are reverse splits. I mean, there's massive volume on all these instances, so this might just be legitimate gap ups. I don't know. But I would really want to look into more what if something occurred on these days. But yeah, it's very interesting that this pattern is repeated 3 times. Very interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Yeah, hopefully Friday. It's gonna be Friday. It's gonna be the slowest day of the week. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow, but I will be here tomorrow. Hopefully we get something. I'm not holding my breath, but you guys have a good rest of your day here. Do I dig through a lot through quarterly financials? Yeah, I do that a lot. Yeah. Yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day. 4 no trade days in a row for me. You hate to see it, but at least I'm